In the previous video, I used keyword tool to find different brands of shoes that are actually being searched by customers on eBay. One of the brands I discovered was K-Swiss. I did enter that brand as well into keyword tool to see all the other keyword searches that were coming up with the brand, and there were numerous keywords. I then used ChatGPT to actually before that I used ChatGPT to extract all the different brands of shoes, and so K-Swiss was the one that I chose from this list, which was number 13. So now I then searched that brand on eBay. Product results showed up. I applied some filters, new, buy it now in this case. Took them over to the spreadsheet that I've made, this automated spreadsheet. And what it does is it basically extracts the item IDs, the URLs, the titles, the prices, the number of times that it's sold, each listing sold, sales history if you want, the links to the sales history, links to the sellers who are selling it, their stores, the feedback score over here, right? However, it also does some sourcing automatically. So what I want to do now is just in this video, just take a look at some of these sources and just see what came up. Just really curious to see what came up. Not really under any pressure to do anything in terms of like finding a product right now or profitable, but just curious to see what comes up. So for one, I can look at something that actually sold, like this one. This men's K-Swiss ST329. Okay, so this is the sneaker. Pair of sneakers that apparently sold, 71 units. And what I'm going to do is go to like Shoe Mall. And see what shows. Okay, so these are basically, it looks like it's basically the same item. And so you see that they're even the same price. But just to show you that it is in fact sourcing to sources that actually match the original product, apparently. Now, I mean, of course we can continue to navigate them this way. We can just look at, in fact, I'll just look at a few. I'm not really looking for profit or anything right now. I'm just looking at the matches, just to kind of let you get an idea of what's happening here and what kind of process you would go through with this. So let's see. Matches aren't always perfect, but keep in mind you do have variations. So sometimes, and it is searching by title. It's important to understand it is searching by title, not by the image. So if there are variations, you may have to kind of like check these variations to see if one of these variations matches, you know, what is on eBay, things like that. So you can always check for that as well, right? Obviously, these are the same price, so I wouldn't really expect them to be necessarily profitable. I am also just kind of checking out these suppliers. I haven't really like even seen these suppliers before. I'm not even like familiar. So it's just interesting to see the other suppliers that are selling this very same brand and to see what products show up. Now, ideally, I mean, navigating the brands, the products, the sources, I should say, this way is not really ideal. So typically what you do, and I didn't actually finish sourcing these yet, but typically what I do is go to products list, start generating list. And I created this feature because what happens is, you know, as I said, browsing them this way is not really ideal, especially when it comes to pulling the prices and profit calculation. So ideally what you want to do is actually build a products list where each source is going to be on a separate line. So you have your eBay links over here and you have your sources here, right? And you basically this way can actually go through and check these sources against these different products that are showing up on eBay. Right? Now, again, I'm just going to randomly look at a few things. You can also see these previews. Sometimes they're like preview images inside of this, inside the cells, just by clicking on it. So you pretty much get an idea of the kind of process you might be doing as far as navigating sources. Ideally, I mean, you know, it's a little rough to do all this, man. I mean, you can do it, right? I mean, you can go through manually and all that. But if you're actually trying to see if there's a profitable source, it's going to be kind of rough, kind of time consuming. So something you can do is, if the supplier, I'll have to do actually another video. The following video from here would be some different ways to get the data in here. I do have a function called get data that can be applied. It doesn't always work on every single online store. It just, you know, but it does work on a lot of times on obscure stores. But every online store is different. They have different HTML. So it's not really like a one size fits all. But there are a lot of the obscure sites, it will be able to get the price off of it, even though it's not even programmed to do it. Just because they're similar a lot of times in the way that they store the prices in their on the web page, on their website. So basically, you can always try that. So that is something I can look at in another video. For this video, I just wanted to kind of show you the process basically of starting to go through the sources and then pulling them into this products list, which was the following step after, you know, in the previous video where I actually extracted the products into the sheet. So if you don't know what the previous video is that I'm even referring to, you can check the description of this video, and perhaps I have a link that can take you back to the previous video since this is a continuation. And then I'll make another video to follow up on this one. And that's about it. Any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can leave them below. And I've got links in the description of the video, including a link to the spreadsheet if you want to go ahead and download it and start trying it to see what you can do with it as far as investigating products on eBay, first of all, and then investigating potential sources of the products as well.